Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 17 of the May Contain Action podcast. I am Paul, your loyal and trustworthy friend, always here for you and ready to listen to anything you have to tell me. Just call me at 718-49... Please don't. That's not a...
Gotta go 555, bro.
I was supposed to do 555. You're right. We are doing 90s movies with Pick a Flick. Speaking of 90s movies, we're on Ko-Fi. Coffee? Coffee. It's pronounced
confusing.
coffee. It's pronounced coffee.
There's two platforms too that are like similarly named.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, good. If you would like to support us over on Coffee, that's Ko-Fi is the proper spelling of that. You can get the bonus show, Obsessed, 4 days early. You can vote on the community episode of Pick a Flick and get a special role in the Discord, as well as more goodies are planned as well. So support us over on Coffee. It means a lot. Welcome to the show. Again, I am Paul. My host, as you heard, co-host is none other than the future Wiffle Ball Hall of Famer, Trevor Theodore May.
If only. Thank you. Hello. If only my name was Theodore, my middle name.
I don't know what your middle name is, actually.
It's Joseph.
Of course it is. Of course
Mormon.
it's Joseph.
I have the Mormon middle name. That's
the Mormon
why. That's actually literally why.
Oh, really?
After Joseph. Yeah.
No freaking way. Didn't know that. Learned something new about Trevor today. It's fantastic. Yep. All right, to get right into it, we got to pick a flick today. We got a brand new episode. And our movie is Twister. That was me. That was the sound of high-speed winds. Yeah.
Crushed it. Almost as good as the movie.
Thanks.
Actually, this movie had maybe the best wind noises ever.
I was in love with the wind noises of Twister. Yes,
that was one of the few things for sure.
There was a lot of things to like about this movie. I'm excited. PM actually picked this movie. However, he is not with us today. He is a little under the weather, so it is just your boys today recording this one.
Just us. Yes, we are going over Twister. Paul, actually, before we hop in, though, I did want to give a little update for the listener, because I think this is what kind of a silly, funny story about you and me.
Okay,
trying to figure out how to get to PAX East. So Paul and I, here's what we got going on for the rest of this month.
Yep.
And I actually kind of want to hear, whatever you can tell me. I'm sure there's. I actually don't know if you're able to talk about it, so you can just be like, yeah, I'm going there, or I'm not going to that thing now.
Fair enough.
Because I'm sure there's Paul has something else he was doing instead of the thing that we're going to talk about. So we were going to PAX East. We were gonna be roommates, which was when you said that, I was like, yeah, no, let's go to summer camp. This is great. Let's do this. I would love to do that. We watch a movie, maybe watch a movie for the pod together.
Yeah.
On a tiny laptop, whatever. So we were going to PAX East, and I was actually going to be in New York City there anyways, because I was doing the Rates and Barrels pod live at a tavern in Williamsburg.
Oh, very cool.
A brewery. And unfortunately, that overlapped with PAX East. So I was like, oh no, I already said I was going to go to PAX East. So I was actually not going to be able to go. I was only going to be able to be there for 6 hours and then have to move on to Boston, they were like, don't come. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We did this together, just us two last year anyway. So it's the same thing. Don't worry about it. I'm like, great. And so okay, PAX East, and I asked you, you're like, actually, I am not going either. I'm going somewhere else.
Yes.
I'll let you, whatever. But so I'm like, well, I'm not doing that either. So now I'm not going to anything. And because the other thing got canceled already and they were not worried about it. So I am now staying home. And
which is perfect, because
is great. Yeah, it's great.
I told Trevor that I'm not going to PAX East. I felt bad. But I'm going to do a super secret thing in Seattle. So
he's actually coming here.
I'm actually going straight to Trevor. So it worked out.
So we still might get to be roommates. That is, if you want to need I know they put you in a place, but
yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, it'll be I think it'll be in the same place I was at last time that I visited you, actually. So it'll be freaking perfect.
And
yeah, so it worked out really well, and I'll be there for like 4 days.
Oh,
So
sheesh.
yeah, I'll be there for a while. Oh
Cool.
yeah.
That's like that whole week, like towards the end of the week, right? Like the weekdays.
It's like Tuesday to Friday or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Because it's funny. I'm actually going to Salt Lake on Friday. So I was going to actually have to fly to Salt Lake too, because we have a friend who's having their 40th birthday in
Wow.
Salt Lake.
40, man. Yeah.
Or 38th birthday. I should probably get that
That's
right.
okay.
But yeah, they're having like a big weekend. She loves traveling. She likes skiing too, and Kate likes skiing. So we're gonna go, but I don't ski yet. I'm gonna get into it, but I don't yet. So like, I'm not going Salt
Ooh.
Lake. You
Yeah.
know, those are no joke. Those mountains are
No,
no joke.
there's like no bunny hills in Salt
No,
Lake.
it's the Rocky Mountains.
It's all black diamonds. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
It's
start there. So
better
I'm
bring
like,
a second player of gloves. It's the Rockies.
Yeah, no. She's like, I'm like, well, why don't you can hang out in the lodge. So I'm gonna bring my laptop and do the same thing I do here, just in Salt Lake.
Okay.
And then we'll
Perfect.
just hang out. So but yeah, I'm gonna be here the whole time you're here. So we should hang, and Paul or Kate won't be. So we could game, dude. We could do
No
whatever we
way.
want. Yeah.
I mean,
Guys day.
Oh man.
You, me, and Marmalade, and we'll make toasty stapsters.
Oh, dude, Marms really warmed up to me last time I was there.
He really has.
Yeah, he really he was like kind of like giving me like a little bit of his little licks with his diamond crusted tongue.
He does not stop. He like speeds up.
He like was licking the skin off my hand. I was like,
once you let him start licking you, he's like, really? I can't? I'm gonna just faster and faster and faster and faster. Yeah, once you let him in, he won't stop. And then you have to like get away from him. Like,
yeah, exactly. And he's like, no, we're best friends now.
It's good skin. I like
that
skin.
He's a lot like Jen.
Exfoliating me, you weirdo.
We're friends now. Not leaving. So yes, that is our ironic story that ends up working out for friendship. Who would have thought?
Oh, but actually, the relevancy to this show, frankly, is because we were going to try to do a show.
Yes, yeah.
So now we're not
in Boston.
We'll probably do it here.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah,
once.
you have 2 microphones. We could do it live.
27 microphones. The weird thing is, though, would you just sit behind me? That'd be awkward. If we're facing away from each other. I have 2 PCs, and they're like back to back.
Oh, they're like back to back.
Or they're like not back to back, the opposite. The whatever.
Dude, get the beanbag chair, set up a camera, get the 2. Come on, what are we doing here? You know?
Oh my God, yeah. We'll just put us across. Yeah, we'll like face each other and do a live show.
We could do a live watch. You have the TV right there.
What am I doing? Why don't we do that? Let's do a live watch. We'll do that. That's one of our. We can do our watch party.
Come on, literally
sick.
Some popcorn. Watch a flick.
Beanbag. I got literally giant. Yeah, dude, this is perfect. We're doing.
Come on,
okay, dude. Yes. Now I'm so excited. I was excited before, but now I'm really excited.
Freaking excited. All right. Yeah. So okay. So we're still doing it. So we're still watching a flick. And should we get into this flick? Should we talk about it?
Let's do it, dude. Let's twist it.
Because I want to hit the twist. Twist is dick.
Twist it. Bop it. Twist it. Twist it.
All right. All right. So we're gonna start off a little bit different. We're gonna start off with the letterbox reviews. Just gonna get right into them. I haven't seen these yet. So Trevor put them in here, but I'm gonna read them. Right?
3 loved it, 3 hated it. So we get 3 that were like positive per se, and 3 that were not so positive.
All right. So loved it reviews. This is from Liam. Philip Seymour Hoffman may as well be a tornado because he certainly never fails to suck me in and blow me away.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah,
Philip Seymour Hoffman is in this.
Yes.
By the way,
we will get into that.
It's very weird. This is from Olivia. This is a movie about getting sexually horny for a major weather event. I loved it. I love that she thought it was necessary to put sexually and horny next to each other as if somehow sexually is the descriptor of horny that we all needed.
Like they're separate. Yeah. That's literally why I put that in there. I'm glad you caught that. That was my favorite part.
Sex, not like whatever version of horny there is that isn't sexual. Loved it. This is from Zara, 3 stars. Due to personal reasons, I will be chasing tornadoes now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how this movie would make you want to chase tornadoes, but continue.
I literally was thinking that as I was watching this movie, I was like, I bet this inspired a whole generation of storm chasers, and I feel like they're insane.
Yeah.
What, like, we've done it, you know? Spoiler,
Yeah.
Dorothy flies, so we're good.
Mhm.
All right, and this is the hated it.
Yeah.
This film used to be effing terrible, but with great special effects, now it's just effing terrible. That was good. I like that. That was good. This is from Joe. Last one was from Emery. This one's from Joe. We've got cows.
Yep. Iconic. Iconic.
That's all it says. We got cows. This is from Maggie with half a star. I would have just ran faster than the tornado.
No likes yet. I'm pretty sure I gave it a like after I screenshotted it. But yeah, like, why didn't you just run faster?
Just run faster than the tornado. I don't.
Very Twitch comment way to review
Oh yeah.
movie.
That actually feels, yes, that's the most Twitch comment of all of these. Those were lovely. Letterboxd killing it as always.
Always.
All right, let's get into some industry stats so you guys know what we're talking about here. The release date of Twister was May 10th, 1996. Your boy was 5 years old, about to turn 6. Very exciting. Action adventure thriller. The director is Jan Debon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Debont. Debon.
I think French. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably French. The film was a commercial success, grossing over $494 million worldwide. The budget was approximately $92 million, nearly an entire Emperor's New Groove. I mean,
Almost.
Jeez.
This is literally a movie about tornadoes with special effect tornadoes and people getting stuck in tornadoes, and it was still less than the Emperor's New Groove. Like, not only that, the leads of this, Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, were in their prime. They were not cheap.
Oh yeah. Yes.
You know, like, we're in the Apollo movies range. We're like things are getting. Yeah, Helen Hunt had recently won an Academy Award. 2 years before that, yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, like, you know, the prime, and they still cheaper than getting David Spade and Patrick Warburton and Eartha Kitt to voice animated characters.
Animated characters. That is remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. I still can't get over that. Every time we talk about it, it's amazing. All right, awards and nominations. Academy Awards nominated for Best Visual Effects and Best Sound. You know, not bad.
I can see that.
Yeah. BAFTA Awards nominated for Best Special Visual Effects. And they all got some other nominations. Best Director, Best Science Fiction Film, Best Special Effects. So, of course, cast and crew, we got Helen Hunt as Dr. Joe Harding. Bill Paxton as Bill Paxton. Oh, as Bill Harding. Sorry. As Bill Harding. Jamie Gertz as Dr. Melissa Reeves, who, my gosh, I forgot how much of a crush I had on her when I watched this. Man alive.
Too.
I was like, look, Helen Hunt's great, but come on, Jamie. And Carrie Eel, I don't know how to say
Elvis, maybe?
Yeah, I never know how to say his name.
It's just that little thing.
We are stupid. As Jonas Miller, the bad guy. He's always the bad guy, never the good guy. Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dustin Dusty Davis.
Why? Why'd you have to put the nickname in there when it's all D's? Yeah, it's a bunch of random other people. You probably won't know, but like Alan Ruck, though.
Yeah. Alan Ruck.
You know what he's from?
I know
something very recently, a show that was very popular.
A show?
He's in Succession.
Oh, he's in Succession. See, I never got into that
Connor
show.
Oh, dude! First of all,
people love that show. I know. People love it.
Oh, but now you have it there. Now you can just put it in the chamber and just binge.
It's
great,
done, right?
From the beginning to the end. Even the end, I was like, that's the way this needs to end. This is great. I love the show
really
so much. It's It's intense though.
All
But
right,
yeah,
I'll give it a shot.
he's Connor in that show. And if you just Connor's
Yeah.
an idiot. So
Connor's
it makes
an
a lot of sense.
All right. And a whole supporting cast of other folks as well, with some minor and supporting roles. So, Twister, 1996. We're really going back for this. Again, I would love to know PM's thoughts on this. We will never know. Because again, he is down with the sickness. So, let's get into our categories here. Trevor, why don't you hit me with some...
let's...
What are the we'll remind everyone of the ratings. Rotten Tomatoes,
we're
IMDb,
doing the
Letterboxd.
ratings. The Rotten Tomatoes, the IMDb, and the Letterboxd ratings for Twister. This one's interesting too because it literally like got nominated for some awards. It was a major blockbuster, made $500 million. So this was like one of those disaster movie of the summer like type things. Like this summer. Like it was definitely
it came out in May. They knew
100%. So you never know now, like especially Letterboxd, like you never know where they're gonna go with this, whether or not everyone just hated it or they just outrageously love it because it's a cool classic, whatever. So Rotten Tomatoes is out of 100%.
Okay.
IMDb, or out of 100, I guess. IMDb is out of 10 and Letterboxd out of 5. I am going to miss PM asking me what the rating scales are once again for the 17th episode.
What is it? Was IMDb out of?
What is Letterboxd again?
Is Letterboxd out of 6 or out of 9?
Which one's out of 10 and which one's out of 5? Dude, there's only 3. And you know what Rotten Tomatoes is.
There's only 3.
Like how,
every time. Okay.
Right,
Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to guess. Okay. Oh, this is tough. 1996. Cisco and Ebert. What do they think? Cisco? Doesn't matter.
Cisco.
Cisco. Thong Song and Ebert. What did they think of this? So I'm going to say Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to give it an combined score. I'm going to go with the combined score. I'm going to say 78 on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb, I'm going to give this one a 6.2. And Letterboxd is going to be, do people love it or hate it? I kind of think they hated it. I'm going to give it a 2.7.
Ooh, 2.7. Oof.
Yeah.
They really hated it.
Yeah, I don't think they
People's
hated
elbow in that thing. All right.
Hit me.
The actual ratings. Rotten Tomatoes. Critics 63, viewers 58 for an average of 59.5. Yeah,
dang.
Not great.
Ew.
Not great. Now, I don't know if this got worse over time because it might have. It's one of those movies that just didn't age well.
Yes.
It's got a bunch of tech stuff. It's kind of like Fast and Furious. Like, you're like, they're trying to be all edgy, and then 1 year later, you're like, this is all old.
Exactly.
Crap.
Yep.
So yeah, that was not great, but that's just like it's a solid flick, I guess. It's a TNT movie, man. Like,
this is one of those things where it's always on TNT. Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
By the way, this director, fun fact, also they're known for another very, very obvious TNT movie. Speed was their other one. So
Speed.
They did Speed and Twister, 2 action kind of movies, which honestly I kind of see the guy builds tension well. Like he does do that. And IMDb was a 6.5.
Okay. All right.
Meh.
Yep.
It's fine.
Wow.
But Letterboxd was a 3.2.
Really?
3.2, which is, if you get over the 3 on Letterboxd, like people are like, yeah, I mean, I've seen it a couple times. Like I watched it more than once in my life. Like, it's worth a revisit. So, big fan of that.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's better than I thought.
Yeah.
So, I also want to point out in this as well, because I didn't realize this until I saw the end credits. Excuse me. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy produced this thing. Did you see that?
No.
Kathleen Kennedy, the current oh my gosh, excuse me. The current film producer of Lucasfilm. So she's the head of Lucasfilm. Yeah. Yeah. She's the person that people either love or hate about all the new trilogy. So she produces. It's crazy.
Interesting, because it's like that whole world, like the George Lucas, because she's had to have been involved with some Spielberg stuff, right? Because they're all like,
this was Spielberg.
So like they're all the the production company, right?
Maybe,
or like they have their like Lucasfilms, and then Spielberg has his own one, and then they would constantly work on projects together.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right.
Cross pollinate, like people from each way would,
because she worked on E.T. with him,
Twister
with him. I'm sure a bunch of other ones here. But yeah, a Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I mean, this movie's got a little bit of Spielberg, at least in the grandiose, like the way the movie plays out is very kind
Oh,
of
I'm
that
sure
realm.
he lended his artistic design to it for
Yeah,
sure, for
100%.
sure.
There's no way he didn't get a call about this movie.
All right. Do you want to lead these bad boys, or am I
Let's
leading these
do it.
bad
Yeah,
boys?
no, I'll pop right in. Let's get in the Vivian Ward because I actually kind of have a strong take on this. So,
Okay. All right.
the
Well,
intro, the Vivian Ward. How hard is this tone being set? And I would say, holy hell, this tone is set.
yeah.
You
Yes.
know, 2 minutes in a movie, a 9-year-old girl watches her dad get sucked into a tornado.
Yeah.
Sick.
Hmm.
Horrifying trauma. This hungry ass tornado. Because the sound on these tornadoes, if you guys haven't watched it recently, do it. The sound, like they make it sound like a monster, which I love. I thought it was
Yes.
awesome. The best part probably was the sound design of it literally sounds like an insidious thing that is chasing her, which is the kind of what she thinks as a kid, which they
Yes.
also make it like then the rest of the tornadoes in the movie feel like they are like going, like they're not chasing the tornadoes are chasing them. So it's kind of got
Yeah.
that like,
Yeah. Yes.
thriller, it's an action movie and it's fun and funny, but like at the same time, like like the stakes feel big because of the way that they made them sound really like malevolent and scary, which scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, by the way, that whole beginning scene.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I agree. It's very terrifying,
so I
very
gave it a
disturbing.
9.8.
9.8.
It's right
Nice.
just a little bit behind
Whoa.
because Pretty Woman's just chef's kiss. But
Yes.
this though, that I'm like, this is about tornadoes.
Very good. Yeah.
And this is about F5 tornadoes.
About fear.
And also let
Yes,
go of the door, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
dude. Yes. So I agree. I thought that the opening scene did a really good job of telling you obviously what the movie's about, and also how beastly these tornadoes are. Like, yeah,
Beastly.
you're right. They're actively seeking out these people, and they allude to that later on. Excuse me. Allude to that later on, and they're like, Bill at one point is like they're not after you. Like, listen to yourself. She's like, oh, it skipped 3 houses and came to mine. It was like it was
Yeah.
alive. So they allude to
Yeah.
that like being a thing, which I think is actually really cool. It makes it not just like this ambiguous force of nature. It kind of makes it like more sinister. So for this one, I actually also gave it a pretty high award. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. And the only part that kind of lowered it a little bit for me was just the come on, Dad. Like, don't you have to
He
hold the door?
It
You
literally
know,
sucks him out because he's still holding onto the door.
just don't hold the door. Just let go of
It's
the
a
door,
rickety,
man.
shitty door, bro. Just let the door go. Like,
It's a
also, your wife and your kid
tornado.
had no problem not getting sucked. Just go to the back
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
cellar.
Just go to the back of the cellar. It's also like, bro, you live here, man. Like, you know what tornadoes do. You're not new. You're like, I'm moving in from New York City and I'm gonna make something of myself. Like, you know what a tornado is. So you know that you can't out muscle it. I don't care how many bicep curls you did last week. You're not gonna hold the door closed for a
Yeah.
tornado with 200-mile-an-hour winds.
Very, very, but again, like the whole thing was like, they'd never seen anything that strong either. So, like, that's supposed to be part of it. But at the same time, like, he's
Yeah.
yelling, I can't hold it for like 10 seconds. Stop trying to hold it.
Then stop trying to hold it. I can't hold it. Like, thanks for
But
telling me. Like,
his delivery, though, like
that
he
was, yeah.
genuine terror. Everyone involved was like the acting right there was great. Even the little girl, I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Also, that
It
little girl
felt
looks a
very real.
lot like Helen Hunt.
Like Helen Hunt. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I was like, is that actually her? Did they go to time machine?
I don't think they went in time machine, dude.
Did
I gotta
they?
be honest.
Did they get Doc Brown to build him something? Like it's
I
crazy.
think I don't think they did.
Oh.
So that scene was, I would think, was good. It was a little bit, a little bit cheesy, but it did the job of telling you what the movie's about.
Yes, it did do. It did do the job.
It did the job.
There's it's I liked it. But it scared me when I was a kid, but I was like, now I remember like why I like it worked really well. It invoked
Yeah.
those emotions. What about best scene? Because there's some really great scenes, even though it's mostly cars driving towards a tornado the whole time. But it's a tie. So there's two.
Okay.
There's one at the beginning when every single car in their caravan, basically, or truck in the caravan, is playing different music.
Yeah, I like that scene a lot too, actually. That was
'Cause it
really cool.
represented all of their personalities really well. Like, I was like, "This is
Yes.
a great intro to everyone, even the minor characters." So, like, at
Mhm.
least they have a little bit of development to where we know what type of person they are, even if they're gonna only have, like, 4 lines, which I thought was awesome.
Yes.
Um, though they did lean very heavily on Philip Seymour's Dusty character a lot, as they should, because he is, as proven by the rest of his career, the best actor in this movie, like, far and away.
Oh, yeah, without a
Even
doubt.
the leads, like, he has the most celebrated career of all of them. But it's so funny that he's just like a
Like a side
goofball,
character who's goofball
like
crazy.
like
Yeah.
gnarly, like that guy. Like I was like, what? You're in Oklahoma. What's happening?
Yeah, who is
There's
this guy?
no beaches anywhere, bro. So I like that, but then it's a tie with that, and then the drive-in scene when a tornado
Dude,
hits them without warning again. And the
give me
Shining
something.
part when he's like through the thing, and then the tornado's ripping through the scene at that time.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, by the way, did we just get another Shining reference from a?
What was
Because
the
that
last
remember
one?
that happened in Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It did. Yeah,
Spielberg definitely has something to do with this. They love The Shining, those guys.
they do love the freaking Shining. Yeah, it's always that. That was also edited really well.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was
That
a
was
very Spielbergian,
yeah.
Lucasy like scene. That one, that was pretty nuts. But I liked them both. Obviously, they're both kind of, or at least the second one's kind of like okay, like it's
Mhm.
just very like the number of tornadoes they see. Like how long, how long of a time period is this? He's like 1 day. You can have one. Bill Paxton's like 1 day. She's like, cool. We're gonna see 17 tornadoes today. Like
Dude,
that.
this is the longest day in history.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't almost die this many times. It's too many times to almost die.
Yeah, in the
I, I,
movies.
I as a kid, I think I remember thinking like, "Oh man, well, this must happen over a period of time." And then now, as an adult, I'm like, How long is this day? It's the longest 24-hour period ever." I mean, it's literally 24 hours. By the end of the movie, it's the next day when the movie started. I don't know how they can even stop to eat or take showers or whatever like they do at the aunt's house.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's way too many tornadoes, an unrealistic amount of tornadoes. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know if it's unrealistic or
Yeah,
not.
at some point you can only have that strong of an adrenaline fear reaction that many times where you're like, I'm so tired. We have to get away from Oklahoma right now.
I need to sleep.
We gotta go find a bunker and just buckle in and
Yeah, they
hope.
haven't slept. I mean, the best they've done is take a nap, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Just crazy.
All right, so my favorite scenes were those as well. I gotta admit, you just kind of those are the two best scenes, in my opinion. The only one I would add to that is now watching it as an adult, it's a little bit less because I'm like, really. But as a kid, I loved the very end tornado when both Bill and Joe are strapped onto the pipes,
Oh yeah.
and they happen to find pipes that are very, very deep. Um, and he's like, we might have a chance we strap onto these. They find some leather belts for some reason, and and
Yeah.
they
Where's those
strap
from?
in.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and their legs like, and I love that for some reason they had Bill be like, no, not that one, as if like, okay, like why can't it be that one? It just feels like an unnecessary part of the movie. Like, not that one. Oh, okay, it's more believable. They found one that wasn't that good, so that's good writing. But yeah, when they're like their feet are in the air, and then the tornado's whipping, and you're like, and you're inside the tornado, and then you look and you see, and you're like, oh my gosh, that tornado is pregnant. There's another little tornado inside the big tornado.
It's
I'm like,
actually sweet and
oh
it's
my
kind of
gosh,
calm.
it's beautiful.
It's got a kind heart. It's
It's
just
not mad.
trauma.
It's just pregnant.
It has trauma like you, Joe. We're all just broken.
We're all just broke.
It's acting out.
It's
It's acting.
it's fine. It's fine. Once it eats, it'll be fine.
It's just hungry.
It's fine. I say that as a man with a pregnant wife right now.
And a baby.
It'll be a baby.
That's all they ever want. Both of them. Just food. All three of them.
That's
just
fine.
eating.
It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, that was the other scene I liked. It's the legs in the air. I thought that was
I
kind
liked
of
it too.
cool.
It was a cool visual. That was good. And then also it was the resolution. Like Joe constantly was trying to see in them because she saw as a girl. So she's like
Yeah. Yes.
fascinated and horrified at the same time. She like kept trying to get that same feeling, and then she finally got to see it. Though I don't understand like how storm chasing is the only way to get these giant aluminum cases or tanks to fly into. Like, dude, you could just plant them everywhere, and eventually one will get. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, honestly, with the day they had, yeah, you could just put it in a general location and it would have flown up in the air.
Wherever you guys stop, just put it on the ground to pull it off the truck, get it ready because there's a tornado coming. Right to
Exactly.
you.
There's a tornado coming.
It'll
Exactly.
come for you, Joe. It knows, it remembers. It's like I didn't get my prey. I got my second choice, her father. It had that feel. It had that feel for sure. But that's great. The cinematography is good too. Like the way it was filmed was cool. It was a really cool visually. Like honestly, like I don't think there's been another
Mhm.
storm movie done that well like that. Even though
Well,
there's lots of
it
good
was
stuff.
like the one that comes to mind is San Andreas.
Yeah, maybe.
I think, but
Or
I
like Day
will
After
say,
Tomorrow.
yeah, Day After Tomorrow. I appreciated in this movie though. I mean, maybe I was fooled, but I feel like there's a lot of practical effects that I really enjoyed, and which is why I think the movie was relatively expensive,
Yeah.
almost $100 million. Is it wasn't? I mean, it used CGI for like the tornadoes, obviously, and some of the visual effects that were happening of ripping through houses and whatnot. But like when the characters were taking shelter or whatever, it actually felt like things were destroyed all around them.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what that set was like when the glass was breaking and like giant signs and things were falling through where they were at. It felt real. It was actually kind of impressive, and it built real tension. I was like a little bit stressed
Yeah.
watching it.
It's a stressful movie, which means they're doing their job well.
Exactly.
What about favorite characters? Because I think there's an
I mean,
obvious one, and maybe the other ones are kind of up for debate.
oh yeah. I mean, come on. It's Dusty. It's
Yeah, he's
Dusty.
great.
It's
Philip Seymour
Dusty.
Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman absolutely sucked me in and blew me away. You
Yeah,
know,
he did. He
he
really
did.
did.
He did.
He's funny.
He was over the top, unnecessary. Like definitely the one with the least amount of training or knowledge.
That was awesome. That's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him in a.
She missed the truck. She missed the truck. Legendary, or whatever the heck he was saying.
Legendary. Yeah, he just kept saying like catchphrases, but also he's just so like he's so touchy with Melissa at the beginning. You're like, you
Dude,
trying to steal her, dude?
really touchy.
But I just
Yeah.
think that was his thing. He's kind of a hippie too, so like they're just very touchy.
Yeah.
They were trying to play that off, but she was just like, dude, you're a lot. You're intense.
A lot of physical contact.
A
Yes.
lot of touching.
I think he was probably, I mean, other than him, I would say Melissa. I kind of enjoyed her character
Mhm.
and her reactions to things. And also her like mid tornado phone calls were pretty funny.
We
I thought
just
those
need
were
to
great.
we just need to get through this.
Yeah.
You and I just need to buckle up and get through this.
Yeah. She didn't marry you for your penis. Okay. She didn't only marry you for your penis. There's some good lines that I actually really didn't pick up on as a kid watching it. And I was like, I don't know what any of this means.
Oh, you just reminded me too. When he's telling her, or he's telling Joe like what she does, she's a therapist, and he goes, "Oh, you're a therapist?" He goes, "You saying I need therapy?" And then they have an argument about how she maybe said maybe you should go to a therapist. He's like, "Bah, yeah." I'm like, dude, just go. Actually, the fact that you're pushing so hard means you need therapy.
Yeah, it really does mean
Nothing wrong
that
with
you
it, dude.
need it.
I know it's 1996, but dude, come on.
Oh no, that's definitely back when it was like that's weakness to go to a therapist. For sure.
Oh, and he's a storm chaser, dude. Who she's like, you're a meteorologist now, wink. Like, just flaming him for that, which I would too. Come on.
Oh yeah, come on, weather guy.
Weather guy, seriously.
I mean, he's got that Dodge Ram money though. So
Dodge, yeah, he's got that Dodge Ram money. I love that they just take the top off. By the way, like if that, like that's an easy thing to do. Like that wasn't a tonneau cover. It wasn't like a thing that just like sits on it. It was screwed in.
Dude, that's the least of their worries.
Yeah, but I'm just like, all in one day though.
Probably
would that take 2 minutes?
Yeah, they put.
So where'd you leave it?
Cut up freaking arts and crafts project Pepsi cans all over hundreds of sensors in like 20 minutes.
There's 8 of them, dude. They could do it. You just have to believe, okay?
It was like the level of designs that wasn't like made like a snowman. It was like, what Who has time for this? And then they dump them into the Dorothy's, and like they're like falling out the side. I'm like, hey, just gonna leave those in the truck bed?
Come on, guys.
Actually,
All this hard work. My favorites were Dusty, obviously, because that's all right. I actually I like Joe, because Joe would always, like, every time anyone would say anything, she had this energy, like oh, like that your friend, you're wearing something. Oh, you're wearing that. Okay.
Yep.
That. Ooh, interesting
Real
choice.
passive aggressive.
That's a choice. Yeah, you made that choice. Yep.
That was Joe.
Like, Joe, come on. And she always has that like look on her face, like, are you sure about that? And I like that. I thought she was great. I like Melissa too, but I also love Jonas, who is also the stepdad in Liar Liar.
That's right.
Who tries to do the claw with one finger because he's an idiot. The
claw's gonna get you.
And he's that character again.
You're scared of the claw.
Just oblivious. Like, he just, you don't get it, dude. And he's like, no, I know, I'm a storm chaser too. And then he's always like very obviously like, hey, so what are you guys doing? I'm just going to copy what you're doing.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then doesn't listen to them the one time he needs to.
He's like, they're doing something else. He's like, no, I know that we moved out because they're moving out, but they're going over there. I'm not following them. I'm like, you're predicating your entire thing on them, and now suddenly, right at the moment where you need to get your thing in the air, you're just going to ignore them. I don't. But you are an idiot, so
it is movie progression. That does make sense.
Yeah, I guess you gotta keep going. I guess.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I want to hit you with my favorite quote.
Okay,
get you my favorite quote. Whole thing. I know people are going to think it's going to be cow, and they would be right, but my next favorite one after cow was another cow. And then my third favorite quote after another cow was, we're going to be very popular, which is something that's like very missable.
Yeah.
But what's his name says it? The other relatively famous actor that's in this, Alan Ruck.
Yeah.
Alan Ruck says it after they get Dorothy in the air. And like they're all cheering and celebrating, whatever. And he's like, we're going to be very popular.
Yes. That was a very Connor thing for him to say.
It was. That way. Oh, that's Connor's character?
That was Connor. That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
So that was perfect. That's probably how he got
lined
the
up
role.
Well. What'd you say?
Fine. That's how he got the role in Succession. He just like played that.
We want you to be Rabbit again. Can you?
Yeah,
we
want you to be this guy again, please. And he's like,
exactly.
That's my personality. Let's do it.
Yeah. So cow, another cow. We're going to be very popular. I mean, those were just some outstanding quotes that I love from this movie.
I love that.
A negative honorable mention, were all the times that Bill said careful. I wanted to punch my screen. If he said careful one more time, or Joe, wait, I was going to lose it. Like, I mean, I don't know if they just gave him carte blanche to say, like, hey, stressful situation, just say what you think is right, Bill. It's like, all right, sounds good. And then he just says, like, careful and Joe, wait all the time. Or if they were, like, writing this in, like, okay, you've only hit 7 Joe waits. We really need 9. Could you just say it one more time? Yeah. I was going to lose it.
Yeah, it's almost like, how's Joe not died while you've been gone, Bill?
Yeah,
like you're the big strong dude who knows all the stuff.
Exactly.
And it turns out Joe doesn't know shit about shit. And so good thing you're here to keep her on track, even though she made Dorothy. And you couldn't figure it out somehow, but you're the savant. And everyone's like, Bill, he knows.
Oh, the prodigal child's back. Yeah. Meanwhile, Joe's just been slumming it, just barely getting by.
She's guessing. She has no idea. Thank God he's back.
Thank God he's back in her life. Exactly.
So here's some of my favorites. They're pretty much all Dusty.
Okay.
So they're getting in Jonas's face right at the beginning when he's doing the interview or whatever with the TV crews, and he goes, "We got to stop." Or he goes, "It's the time of looking in the dirt is over," and then time of sniffing the dirt is over. And then Dusty in the back's like, "Better than what you sniff." I'm like, what? Okay. And then when Melissa goes, "You used to tell me that you chase tornadoes deep down. I thought it was just a metaphor." Like that.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was a
just
good line.
perfect. And
Yeah.
she's like, "I've been psychoanalyzing you the whole time, and I thought it was inside. It's definitely on the outside."
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're all trying to get them to go to the aunt's house, and then when he's like, he's like, "I crave sustenance, food, food," and everyone starts chanting food. I felt that.
That was a great scene.
I felt
Yeah.
that.
Food.
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 And then they all start doing it. It's I
crave
crave sustenance.
Sustenance.
Just such a bro, like
Oh
Pauly
yeah.
Shore thing to say.
And oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Was that
Yeah.
all you had for quotes?
Yeah.
Because it reminds me that they had steak and eggs for the food when they went, which looked fantastic.
Yeah, it did.
But also, I feel like PETA had a field day with this one. I mean, there was like just an unnecessary amount of like animals in harm's way.
Mostly cows.
Mostly cows.
A lot of cows getting harmed.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe they changed it in post or something, but they're like, let's make sure those horses survive at the end. Because when the Cat 5 is coming, or whatever, it's got a Cat 5, or, you know, what is it called? Fuji 5? F5.
F5, yeah.
F5. When it's coming through and you see those horses, you're like, those horses are dead. There is no way those horses are going to start. What are they going to do? Run? It's a hurricane, and then they're fine.
And that tornado, we know already, loves the taste of living flesh. So there's no way they're getting away. It's going to go right for them. They're going to run. It's going to turn. It's going to chase them.
Well, it's pregnant. It must feed.
It must feed. What are they? It was like a half mile wide or something, dude. That is.
Oh, it was a mile. I think they said a mile wide.
The storm categories are crazy too, because they're exponential. People don't know that they're not like linear; they're exponential. So 5 is like a way bigger than a 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why category 5 hurricanes are bad too. Like they're like the winds are like twice as fast as a 4. Like potential, like there's only going to be flat ground left.
Really?
Yeah. So
look up this F5 twisters or it's a tornado, not a hurricane.
Tornado. But yeah, Cat 5 and F5. The weather scaling is usually the top one is like classified that way because it's like it could be an absolute destruction if it's as big as it can be. Like things won't survive it. Like you just won't. So that's like the point. That's why it's so big.
F5. Yeah.
Interesting. It's just there's some weather facts for you. Interesting. I thought this was I thought about recasting. I don't know if you came up with any. We have 4 people.
Well, they did recast it, so I'm not sure that.
Well, they did. Okay. First of all, so there is a new Twister coming out this year, or already did, right?
No, it got announced during the Super Bowl. Was the
trailer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, is it a remake or is it like a prequel sequel?
I feel like it's going to be a sequel, but I don't actually know. So I guess technically those characters won't be recast, but I'm sure some will reprise their roles and come back. I would love to see Philip Seymour Hoffman come back in this. That'd be so good. Twister 2, because we live in a world of remakes.
Didn't Philip Seymour Hoffman pass away?
Oh yeah,
he did a couple years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Whoops.
It was right at the end of Hunger Games.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, because he was.
He did. So we're not gonna see him again. No.
Yeah, he was also Moody. Not that Moody.
Oh, he was Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah, Mad Eye Moody.
No, this was like a few years ago, like 6 or 7 or 8 years.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah. Hard cringe from
remember
listeners.
Every person that's passed away. It's all gonna happen to everybody. But we had the 4. Did you I think I have some really good ones.
Go for it. Because I only had one. Okay. And it's funny. I only had one for Bill.
Who'd you have?
And they frickin' cast him as the lead for Twisters 2. Glenn Powell.
Oh yeah, Glenn Powell. Bill?
Yeah, he's the dude from Top Gun, the bad guy or whatever.
Yeah, he's in everything now.
Yeah, he's in everything. And that was why I was like, I think Glenn Powell will do a great job in this. And that's funny.
So I tried to go with people who could have or people who would like all these people aren't in the same like era, but if they were of the ages of the actors. So like that's kind of how I think like these actors at the ages that the original actors are also at. So like, just to
I
say
wonder
they're
what they
all,
were too. Like, was Helen
who
Hunt
knows,
like in her
man.
20s? Because I never know.
I bet you they
It's
were like late 20s, early 30s.
that's nuts. Bill
Bill Paxton
Paxton.
seems so old to me.
He does seem so old. He seems like such a grown man in this too, and he
He's probably
probably is.
younger
Probably
than
in his
us.
yeah. That's God. If that isn't just the curse of this age, is thinking
Yeah.
that everyone is older than you and you're older than them. Bill
Yeah,
Paxton,
we're here in our
Twister.
we're here in our 30s still playing video game. Like I played Minecraft for 4 hours yesterday. So it's just you know what? I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. That company went out of business because there were none left. Sorry to put that on you guys. It's sad. Okay, so the recap. I love that, by the way. Glenn Powell is good,
Yes.
and he's got that just shit-eating grin, dude. And Bill Paxton tried to do it, but I think he might be better. So for me, Joe Harding instead of Helen Hunt, Winona Ryder. I
Winona
think
Ryder.
Winona Ryder
Okay.
from Casper, she's the girl, and from Stranger Things, mom,
As no, of course, as Melissa or
as Joe.
as Joe. Okay.
Yes. So
All right.
Winona's Joe, and then Bill Harding is Sean Astin. So I want to see their same couple, but they're storm chasers from the second season of
No
Stranger Things.
way.
Wouldn't Sean Astin, like in his 30s, be awesome? I think he would. I think
Oh
he could
yeah,
do it really
absolutely.
well because he's like
Absolutely.
the lovable hero guy, but he's also like flawed. I don't know. I love
Yeah,
Sean
yeah, yeah,
Astin. For Dusty, Danny McBride.
yeah. Ooh. Okay. Danny
I think he could
McBride.
do a good, just like the comic relief, Danny McBride, like from
For
Tropic
sure.
Thunder. And then Melissa, Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, like with Southern accent.
Actually she does nail a Southern accent, I feel
She
like.
does do it really well. She does the
She
Southern Belle
does.
really well. And she
What
could be a
what
therapist easy.
what movie was that she had a Southern accent? Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like
Or
I've seen her as a
what
Southern.
about Legally Blonde? Oh my God, what's her name?
I don't know.
She's also in Good Morning America. What is her name?
Good Morning America? Reese
The
Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon could do it
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Oh, yeah, she'd be very good at that.
She'd be great. Kirsten
Yes.
Dunst, though, she plays. She's in the second season of Fargo, the show, which is great, by the way.
Oh,
And
okay.
she plays like the Midwestern, like, oh Han, just like I'll have food on the table, but she's kind of like nuts. So I'm like, yeah, no, she could
Oh,
do the like the what
yes.
is happening kind of thing really well, I think. Though I did love Melissa, she was great. But I think Kirsten Dunst could have done that role that way really well.
Yeah.
And also people don't really think about Kirsten Dunst as much since Bring It On. So
No, not at all.
I
Good
thought
news.
those guys would be good, but Winona Ryder, Sean Astin would crush it. I think that'd be an awesome. They just already have chemistry too. It would have been fun. I think
That's
that would be
true.
fun,
Okay.
that version.
You're good at the recast, man. You think of people I would never have thought of and the chemistry they would have together. I don't know how you do that, you know?
I've spent a lot of time being like, "Ooh, what else are you in?" Like that's I can't handle it.
Ooh.
I can't get, can't move on. Like I can't move on unless I know. So what
Bill
else were they
Paxton, by the way.
in?
Bill Paxton would have been 41 at the I believe, according to my calculations, would have been 41 during Twister in
That
1996,
tracks.
which makes sense. I was like, please be in your 40s, because if
He
he
looked
was
great.
like 34 or 35, I'm like, oh god,
But
do I
then
look
again,
like Bill
I'm like, I look
Paxton?
good.
You know? Oh man,
I love it a bit. Man, I look good. I don't look like that.
yeah. No, exactly.
I still wear hats.
Do.
Did you have anyone for Peaked?
For Pete, who's Pete?
Peaked. Who, if anyone,
Oh,
peaked in
I was
this?
like, what character
Is this
Pete?
their peak? Is
Peak.
this anyone's peak in this movie? Was this movie because it was a blockbuster? Is this the movie their name or like associated with? And that's what's interesting to me. Did I put the list? Sorry, did you have the list of the people that I actually did or not? Did I put no one for you?
No, I don't have the list of people you did.
Okay,
No.
okay. So I have
No.
I have like 4 that I would like mention.
Okay.
And maybe I could just do it real quick, and then you can like kind of think off the top of your head, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Just give you some context. So we have Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, the 2 leads, and then Philip Seymour Hoffman because he's got such a celebrated career, and then Jan de Bont. I just threw the director in there because
Oh,
then I can tell you
okay.
the movies he's done.
Sure.
Which I already mentioned earlier. So like Helen Hunt, she actually won an Oscar for As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicklaus 2 years before that, or no, sorry, in two years after this.
Oh, okay.
So she won. She got Best Actress in another movie. So I would say that was probably her peak. Though
Agreed.
she was. This is before she won it. So this might have been her. She was on her way up, but like I would say that other movie was her peak. And then we have Bill Paxton, possibly, but he was also in Apollo 13. So like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he never won an Oscar for anything. So I don't.
That's true.
I feel like Apollo 13 was a little bit more of a. Then again, was 13 the one that everyone like? I thought Apollo was it Apollo. Was it Apollo 13 was the only one, right? Was there? Yeah, no, Apollo 13 was the only one. Why am I thinking? I'm thinking of like Oceans 11, 12, and 13. That's what I'm thinking of. Those don't exist. Apollo 13 is the only one. So it probably is Apollo 13.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is
I'm tracking with you.
Similar type of movie. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman, no shot. He's in all kinds of stuff.
No. He exploded past this.
Yeah, he's
not
great.
even close.
Yeah, there's no way. And then Jan de Bont, is this Twister or Speed? Do you think is more iconic? I think Speed.
Jeez.
I'd say
Speed probably.
Just because
Keanu
Reeves
Speed
in his prime.
Yeah.
And then then that's the first time we saw oh my God. Why am I blanking on names today? Who's his co-star in Speed?
Keanu Reeves, co-star in Speed. 1994. Yeah. Wow. I literally am looking right at her face. Sandra Bullock.
That's the first movie she did. Speed was the first movie she did.
It was the first movie she did?
Yeah, and she's here.
What?
Yeah, oh no, yeah, 100%. She I've heard her tell a story. She was like, they said they have Keanu, and they're like, yeah, you got the part. And she's like, what? I'm the lead?
What?
And then they just went. And then she's like, Keanu's the freaking best. He's such the best guy. Like, he's so easy to work with. He's awesome. And I was like, of course he is. He's the best of us.
It's freaking Keanu. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, she broke onto the scene too. So I would say that movie's just like that's a cult classic. That's a legendary 90s action movie that is just unhinged and makes no goddamn sense. But
it makes zero sense. So good.
It's up there with Die Hard for me. Like, it's that type of the whole time.
Exactly. So. Agreed. That's so fun. I did not realize that. So to answer your question before of like I think peaked. I think the only person who may have peaked is Bill Paxton.
I would say
in this, because Speed was 95 and this is 96. So I think, or I'm sorry, not Speed. What's the other movie he did?
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. Yes, was the 1995. So while it was good, I think Twister was like he was.
They were trying to get some of that juice.
Exactly. So I think this was a little bit more him at his peak. Apollo 13 was good, but he was like the main here, where he didn't have to compete with freaking Tom Hanks. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I think Speed was the best movie he did to kind of peaked, and then kind of went from there. He was in Titanic, by the way, which is weird because you look at pictures of him in Titanic and you're like, they made him this weird big sweater wearing like bleached hair dude with like earrings. And it's like a very different vibe. It was just very interesting to see this person.
Bill Paxton's in freaking Titanic.
Bill Paxton is in Titanic, and you would never even know it because he doesn't even look like Bill Paxton. He's like this guy that's like in the future with Rose. Like he's like talking to Rose, like old Rose, who's like apparently 150
He's the marine biologist.
Yeah. Marine biologist. Got these big oversized sweater, which by the way, I want that sweater hard. Sweater looks so comfortable.
He is. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Who's in that? Yeah. And he definitely peaks in this movie.
Yeah. This is his lead.
I cannot get over that. Sandra Bullock's first movie was Speed. That threw me.
She was young. She was like 21.
And so began my obsession.
But Keanu was just rocking too. He was right off of Bill and Ted's and a bunch of, and then he just started to go big time. Big time. Those are good peaks, but I mean, really, everyone had a pretty good career for the most part, except for maybe the one lady who was like kind of the goofy
mousy lady.
Yeah, the one with the glasses.
With the glasses. Don't even know what she did.
Nope.
We had 2
Actually,
lines.
her and the guy she was with,
Yeah.
they shared a car. I don't know their names.
They must have had story that was cut because like they allude to him being scared of stuff, but we don't really know why.
Yeah, that might have just been they're like, well,
Yeah.
they're here, so we might as well put them in the movie.
Exactly.
Which, sorry guys, if you're, I know you're listening to the show, and we love you still.
Oh, absolutely.
But could you remind us in the Discord your names? Thank you. I'm just being a dick now. You've been in the movie, I haven't, so you win. All right,
true.
so final rating. How are you feeling? Where you at? Where you at with this one?
Yeah. So looking back on this movie, I had a lot of nostalgia for this one. My dad had this recorded on a VHS that he ripped from probably TNT.
Probably
TNT. So I had the commercials in it and everything like that. And I remember watching this movie constantly, like over and over again. It's what started my dad's obsession and longing for a Dodge Ram pickup truck. And I remember kind of fantasizing about it too. Somehow they made this truck look so freaking cool. And what's even more incredible is now, as I'm an adult, Joe's Jeep is way cooler.
So cool.
Than his Dodge Ram. I was so sad when that thing got wrecked. I'm like, that's like a collector's. Like that Jeep is amazing. I think it was a Commander, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, it was the Jeep pickup truck and it was beautiful. Overall, I have a lot of great feelings about the movie back in the day. I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10 for me back then. Now it has slipped because the writing is tough. And if I hear Bill Paxton say careful, again, I will rip my eyes out. I think I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10.
He's going to rip his eyes out and still be able to hear it. You 6 out of 10. All right. I would say I also had an 8 for it. I love disaster movies. So it dropped to a 7.5 for me because I've always loved like apocalyptic kind of disaster. Like what's going to happen when to be honest, at this point, I'm like, okay, the same thing happens literally every time.
Every time.
I can't watch Armageddon or Deep Impact, which by the way, why those movies come out a year apart, no one knows. And also, why are you getting people off an oil rig? Maybe we should do that movie at some point.
Oh yeah, dude. Because of Deep Impact, I still have, I guess, freaked out when people pass me quickly on the highway in quick succession.
Yeah.
When I get passed on the highway by like 4 cars, I'm like, what is happening? Is there a meteor?
There must be a meteor.
Every time.
They got to get you to the base. Yeah, a great movie. Or actually, it's actually not that great of a movie, but there is. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. There is a great Easter egg that I think is really relevant to how this show has gone so far. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
So number 5 here on the list, Bill Paxton's improvisation. Many of Bill Paxton's lines were improvised, adding a personal touch to his character's portrayal. There you go, Paul. Yes.
I freaking knew it.
He's like, I'm going to ad lib here. I'm a movie star. Watch this. Careful. Careful. Hey, whoa. There's a tornado.
Whoa.
Joe, I understand your dad was murdered. But
Joe,
you got to get over it. Doesn't he say that? He's like, get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
Maybe she needs to talk to Melissa. You have a therapist in the back seat. We could fix this right now.
Seriously, she's right there. She's ready for you.
Obviously, can't talk to you about it, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't work out? Oh, by the way, can we just really quickly touch on this?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the whole time, Melissa's like, I've done nothing wrong. I'm a very sweet lady, and I'm very, very put together, and I'm left. He left me for her again because they went and chased tornadoes for 1 day.
Again. Yes. Yeah. Poor Melissa.
Poor Melissa.
Yeah. Who is a fox, by the way? Again.
The hottest person in the movie.
Oh, my word. Yeah.
Also, stop having Bill and Joe do awkward hand touching, bumping into each other. We get it. We understand. There's sexual tension. They were married.
Yeah.
They are married.
Yeah, they are married. They're still married.
You don't have to allude, this married couple might like each other.
They've done it already.
Honestly, it's not clear why he left. Frankly, it seems to be the exact same shit, and he loves it. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know.
It's not clear why he left.
But the wind sounds were good. So overall, solid flick, fun watch. Definitely a TNT movie. But I'm probably gonna take another 5 years before watching it again.
Oh, 100%.
So
And just so we know, the quote is, "I'm sorry your dad died, but that was a long time ago. You got to move on," which is some hot therapist talk right there.
yeah,
So
really, really good bedside manner there, Bill. Good job.
yeah. Yell at her.
Good job.
Good
Just,
job.
yeah, yell at her right after she almost died.
Yeah. What a movie.
Great.
What a movie.
Great flick. Great pick of flick.
Want me to take us out?
Take us out, dude. Take us to the home stretch.
Freaking love it. Fam, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Make It Take Action podcast, episode 17, where we talk about and review the movie Twister, a 1996 thriller that still didn't cost as much as The Emperor's New Groove.
Somehow.
My name's Paul. My co-host is Trevor. Give your well wishes to PM. He recovers quickly. Be sure to follow us wherever we are, wherever podcasts exist. We are there. Give us a rating. Make sure it's 5 stars or none at all. Let us know what you think about the pod. Give us some feedback. We'd love to read those.
And join the Discord.
And join the Discord, which more
All
people have
links
been
in
joining and talking, and it's been fantastic.
Yes.
Love you guys are in there doing that. We will see you on the next episode, which we will have. Can I say? Can we think?
Do it.
We're going to have Darkness 429 on here. We're going to talk about a little movie you may have heard of. It's called Back to the Future.
And we're actually going to do it this time. This time it's going to happen.
This time it's going to happen. See you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.